There are countless expressions in the English language. Some of them can be fun, but others can be frustrating for English learners. Learning English expressions can be advantageous for you to speak like a native. Hi, my name is Zoe, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Before we dive in, we gotta understand what is an English expression. An English expression is a phrase or group of words whose meaning is different than each of the words individually. So if you are curious to learn some with the word for, stick around. Sight for sore eyes. Sight for sore eyes. An expression of joy and enthusiasm when you are glad to see someone or something that brings you joy and relief. So that something or someone is a sight for sore eyes. Let's say you have friends or loved one you haven't seen for a long time. Then you met. You felt joy and pleased to see them. Those people are a sight for sore eyes. For example, you could say, long time no see, you're a sight for sore eyes. Here is another example. It's been raining for days and you missed the sun. Once the sun showed up, the sun is a sight for sore eyes. Take my word for it. Take my word for it. If you say to someone, take my word for it, is another way of saying you should believe what I'm telling you. Because you know what you're telling is true or what you're telling is positive. For example, take my word for it, Jane is not going to come to the party. Take my word for it, Jane is not going to come to the party. The speaker is accurate about what he's saying. So take my word for it, and the context is another way of saying, trust me. Gone for good. Gone for good. If someone is gone for good, that generally means he or she has left and are never coming back. For example, when you die, you are gone for good. You won't be returning to life. Or if something changed permanently or forever, and it won't change back to as it was before, it means it's gone for good. For example, Jane left her boyfriend and gone for good. Jane left her boyfriend and gone for good. Here, Jane left permanently. Every man for himself. Every man for himself. The phrase every man for himself is used when people are trying to pursue their own interests without consideration for others, out of selfishness actions. For example, there is no team spirit in this club. It's every man for himself. There is no team spirit in this club. It's every man for himself. Here, the sentence describes a situation or crisis in which the team don't help each other and just take care of themselves. For all I know, for all I know, this one is used for uncertainty when you want to make a point but you don't know much about the subject. For example, for all I know, the team manager has resigned already. For all I know, the team manager has resigned already. For all I know, added to the context, the speaker here is indicating a degree of uncertainty. And if you want to know more about expressions of uncertainty, like the phrase for all I know and its synonyms, I've got a video you can watch. I'll leave the link in the description below. I for one. I for one. You use it to stress an individual opinion about yourself when you believe your opinion is right, even if the others don't. For example, I for one would prefer to go ahead with the meeting. I for one would prefer to go ahead with the meeting. Here, the speaker prefers to go with the meeting, even if the others disagree. So I for one is a way of him saying, in my opinion, we should go ahead with the meeting. For all I care. For all I care. Use it to suggest you don't care at all. This phrase is usually used when you're fighting or disagreeing with someone else and you want to show that you are not concerned at all if something happened. For example, you can burn the house to the ground for all I care. You can burn the house to the ground for all I care. Here, if the house is burned to the ground, the speaker won't be concerned. It's like he's saying, you can burn the house to the ground, I don't give a damn. Take one for the team. Take one for the team. This expression derives from sport. If you are willing to take an unpleasant task or you want to sacrifice yourself in some way on behalf of your team or your group, then you are taking one for the team. Think of football. When a goalkeeper commits a serious foul and gets the red card for it, for the second goalkeeper to come in, the team must sacrifice one of the players for that to happen. Whoever the player that goes out takes one for the team. This expression can be used outside the sport context as well. For example, Jane has to stay home to babysit her little brother while everyone else goes out to the party. Jane decided to take one for the team and let everyone goes out and have fun. All for the best. All for the best. This expression said when something does not happen as we would want, or a decision we take that might not seem the best or favorable in the short term, but goodness will come out of it in the long run. Let me walk you through it. You have a cat. The cat is sick, badly injured, and suffering. You took it to the vet. He said, "There's nothing we can do. The best and the only way to help the cat is to put it down. In other terms, to kill it and end its suffering, because it's all for the best." For example, James had to put down his poor sick cat and stop its suffering, but it's all for the best. James had to put down his poor sick cat and stop its suffering, but it's all for the best. For the love of God. For the love of God. This one is said when someone is angry, frustrated, or annoyed by someone else. Usually this expression is shouted when said. Let's say you have multiple times told someone not to do something, but he keeps doing it again and again, or vice versa. It angers you. Then you shout on him, "For the love of God, don't do that again." Or, "For the love of God, how many times I told you to do that?" For example, "Please, son, for the love of God, go and clean up your room, it stinks." "Please, son, for the love of God, go and clean up your room, it stinks." Here, "for the love of God," in the context, indicate the speaker is outraged. Up for grabs. Up for grabs. If something is up for grabs, no one claimed it yet. It's obtainable for anyone who wants to get it, or anyone who's first to get it. This expression is often used to talk about prizes. For example, Mega Millions lottery keeps on rolling over and growing bigger. There is $1 million up for grabs this week. Mega Millions lottery keeps on rolling over and growing bigger. There is $1 million up for grabs this week. So up for grabs means available. Up for it. Up for it. Up for it means you are keen and ready to participate or be involved in whatever proposal is suggested to you. For example, "Hey, do you want to catch a movie later?" "Yeah, I'm up for it." "Yeah, I'm up for it." Here, the second speaker saying, "Yeah, I'm up for it." It's just a different way of saying, "I'd love to do it." Also, you can use this expression as a question. "Are you up for it?" For example, "I'm going to watch a movie tonight. Are you up for it?" "I'm going to watch a movie tonight. Are you up for it?" "Are you up for it?" in the question means, do you want to do it? One for the road. One for the road. One for the road refers to alcohol. Last drink before leaving a pub. So if you're drinking with someone and he or she said one for the road, it means he or she is having a last drink before heading home. For example, you could say, "I need to get going soon and catch the train. Let's have one for the road." "I need to get going soon and catch the train. Let's have one for the road." Here, you are saying you are having the last drink and leaving afterwards. This expression can be used outside drinking context as well. Root for. Root for. Do you have a team you love and you cheer for and you hope it always win? Well, if you do, then you root for that team. Root for is slightly different from support. To support is more often used with organizations or politicians. You could say, "I support the Republicans," or "I support the Democrats." But root for more closely refers to cheering for a team or an athlete you favor. For example, thousands of fans came to the basketball court to root for Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. Thousands of fans came to the basketball court to root for Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. For better or worse. For better or worse. This expression, "for better or worse," means that you accept the positive or negative results of any situation and accept the fact that the outcome cannot be changed. This expression usually comes from the traditional Western marriage vows. When a man and a woman get married, they swear a vow. Whether better or worse things happened, they still stick together. For example, I love my wife. For better or worse, I will always stand by her side. I love my wife. For better or worse, I will always stand by her side. Whether good or bad things happened, he will always stand by his wife's side. For better or worse can be used in a different English context as well. For example, for better or worse, I will always cheer for my home team. For better or worse, I will always cheer for my home team. Thanks for watching. I hope you took away something important from today's lesson. And if you like this one, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. It helps. Until we meet next time, good day everybody.